George recently came to me via text at 3 a.m. telling me to play Doki Doki Literature Club. He said that it's an amazing game and bound to make me cry, and that I should go in blind while making a whole YouTube series about it. I told him, George, I love you. You have never steered me wrong in the past with recommendations. But if you expect me to make a whole ass series on a game I've ignored for years, then you're completely out of your damn mind. He says, fair enough, how about you make one video on it then? And I agree at least to that. Before Georgia came to me talking about how Doki Doki Literature Club is the best game ever and brought back his dead pet rock out of pure awesomeness, I had never heard of it. Well, I heard of it, I knew it existed, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was a game. For all I was concerned, it was an 80s Japanese book club. But George knows me. He knows that I like to go in blind to games. I was all, Undertale taught me that going into games you know nothing about is a wonderful experience. And imagine my surprise when he told me that this was even better than Undertale. I was very intrigued. Before I get into the plot of the game and all that, I want to say two things. One, George, I know you're here. It was your idea for me to make a video, and I'm damn sure that your ass is here watching my reaction to it, or at least listening to it. Say hi in the comments if I'm right. Two, this video took so damn long to make. I wrote notes as I played the game. I didn't do it in all run either. Now, the script was written over the course of 10 days. After the script was written, I had to do script editing. Let me just say that the script editing was the hardest part of the videos. Especially since my notes weren't about what happened in the game, more like my reaction to the shit that happened. I wouldn't recommend doing that because this is what it fucking looked like. After the script editing was done, I had to record the audio. That was a doozy. It took me like 20 minutes. After the audio recording was done, I had to record background footage. Holy shit, that took me a long ass time. I used 3 different games just for this one video. Right now it's Sheep Wars, next it'll be Gorilla Tag, and then Beat Saber. That's how long the damn video is. Probably, I think it's long. Don't be surprised if halfway through the video I whip out some stock footage of fucking Subway Surfers. And the video editing took me a damn long time as well. In conclusion, this video took a lot out of me. Very different from my usual 30-second long content. Anyway, I've talked enough. Without further ado, here's my experience playing Doki Doki Literature Club. The first thing I see when I open the game is anime girls with the text, "This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed." George, you're worrying me. Is there fucking sex in this game? What the fuck you mean graphic energy? I had to consent to exposure of highly graphic content. What the fuck? In the beginning of the game, I really did like the soundtrack, but it repeats way too damn much and started to drive me insane after hours on end of hearing. I enter my name as Lance and start the adventure. Now we're introduced to Sayori, who's been my friend for years. She's apparently quite annoying according to the dialogue of the universe. After 3 seconds of talking to her, I can confirm that holy shit, yes she is. She wants to walk me to school because apparently we do that every day. I don't know, man. Sounds like she knows that I'm a player and using this opportunity to try and rizz me. Just saying. Be a pretty good opportunity if you ask me. At this point, I put on sunglasses because the game was so damn bright and colorful that it fucking hurt to look at. After school is over, Sayori comes over to me and gets on her knees like I do at the end of every video when asking for subs and practically begs me to join the literature club. Apparently, there aren't too many people in the group, but she already told everyone that I was going to join, and apparently one of the members had made cupcakes. Fine, I'll go there, but keep in mind I'm just going for a cupcake. So I get into the club, and according to the game, it's full of hella cute girls, but in my opinion, they're fucking mid as hell. So we were talking about how I'm a new member, and how I was telling her on the way that I'm such a lonely-ass bitch and need to get a girlfriend or I'm gonna kill myself. And now they're interrogating my ass. What's your name? Why'd you join the club? Why are you a boy? What's your zodiac sign? Why the fuck you look like that? Kill yourself, Lance. Okay, the fuck? Hold on. Fuck you mean why I look like that? My faceless non-existent character sprite looks just fine, thank you very much. And how about we ask some normal questions like, oh, I don't know, hi, how are you? Or isn't this weather so nice today? Or maybe a fucking what's your favorite book? That'd be a lot better than verbally assaulting my ass. Okay, what's your favorite book? I don't really read much.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
You need to see
After they got done cooking my ass from a 360-degree angle, the cult leader Monica starts talking about some shit. Okay, I had the idea for us to start writing poems to each other with building team spirit and improving morale around the club. Wouldn't that be okay with everyone? Yeah, I'm down. Bro, Lance Playerman, what the fuck? I ain't trying to write poems to all these motherfuckers just because Sayori roped my ass into coming here. I'm just trying to get a cupcake.
If you land this, I'll give you a kiss.
Alright, let's write a poem. Here's a screenshot of me being a horny ass bitch. So I go home and play the poem minigame. This is a part of the game where you choose words to put in your poem and try to impress whoever you feel like impressing. I didn't really care about who to impress at this point, so I clicked the words that looked like the longest to try and sound smart. Apparently the purple girl named Yuri likes that shit. The next day, I go back into the club, and before the poem sharing starts, Yuri gives me a book. It was hinted at the day before that Yuri likes to read horror and things, so the book that she gave me was Human Centipede, and she went on to say that the main character was very relatable. I'm gonna get fucking murdered. Nonetheless, we read the book together and shit, cute moment, yada yada. After a while of me reading at a first grade level, it's damn near time to share poems. After everyone gets done Krispy Kreming themselves over how good my poem is, Yuri gives me hers and it's some shit about a ghost. And I may not be too good with determining undertones, but I think it's a Ghost and Pals reference. Natsuki, the annoying little shit who likes manga way too much and says my poem is ass, I say fuck you asshole, and then I read hers, and it's even worse than mine, so shut the fuck up, you have no room to talk here. Suri read my poem, and she's like, wow, Lance, this is really good. It's funny that you accidentally impressed Yuri by complete accident. Motherfucker, you do not understand my motives. Her poem was the best of all of them, by the way. So now Yuri and Natsuki get into a little tussle over writing styles, and Natsuki whips out the "you should kill yourself now" card. And then Natsuki starts playing the victim card, so Yuri grabs her tiny ass and throws her to the floor, and then Sayori breaks it all up. I'll let y'all decide how much of that was true. Natsuki gets sent out of the class because she was being a dick. Lol, get fucked loser. And Yuri feels really bad about defending herself for some reason, and I have to calm her down because apparently Lance Playerman's therapy is better than Ferris Real Life's therapy. So now I get home and write another poem, and now that I know everyone else in the club is an annoying asshole, or just annoying or an asshole, I lean real far into trying to impress Yuri with this one. The next day in the club, Monica shows up late because she thinks she's Mozart and is practicing piano. Don't worry guys, I'll play a song for y'all when I get good. I don't want to show up and act like I'm knowing what I'm doing to impress people. Homie, I don't want to hear a song from your passive-aggressive ass. Shut the fuck up. Before we start sharing poems, I sit next to Yuri and we continue to read our book until Monica cockblocks me once again to tell me that it's time to share poems. It was pretty much the same as before, except this time Yuri and Natsuki didn't get into a dick measuring contest over writing styles. Now Monica is talking about some festival that's coming up, and how big of a deal it is that we're there. Now at this point, George was texting me constantly, like, when's the festival? How many more days into the festival? Lance, tell me we're at the festival, you piece of shit. And so now that I've heard it in the game, I'm starting to worry what happens there, and therefore I made my own theories. Theory 1, I suspect that there will be a Ferris wheel, and I can make jokes about it by the time I write this video. Theory 2, I suspect that one of the characters will go on stage to read their poem, either Yuri or... it's probably you're gonna be Yuri, and get shot like JFK while they're yapping, and such thing will become a canon event in the game, and will affect the entire rest of the plot. Who knows, I might become Spider-Man when that happens, with the whole canon event thing. The next day, Monica is late again and walks into Lance Playerman and Yuri in the corner doing emo people things, and decides to start the sharing early, probably so she can have more time to talk about how much we need to prepare for the festival. I showed my poem to Sayori, but she didn't like it because I clearly loaded for Yuri. Boo-hoo, motherfucker. And then I showed it to Yuri, and she loved it as usual. After we're done sharing poems, Monica starts talking about how much work we have to do, and that we should split it up over the weekend. Everyone except me has something to do, so Monica advised me to spend the weekend with someone that needs help. It doesn't take a genius to figure out who I chose. Before I know it, Sunday is here, and I gotta interact with Yuri. Before I can do that, the game wants me to go talk to the annoying little side quest that is Sayori first. I go talk to her, and she's like, Lance, I have depression. Oh, so you have a reason to be sad about everything all the time? Alright, cool. I give her that Lance Playerman style therapy. She gets my shirt wet with tears and therefore has a hit on her head, and everything's good for the next 3 hours. Then Yuri shows up at my house to work on the poster banner that Monica told us to work on. Unfortunately, my dumbass stabs myself because apparently I didn't know that the knife was sharp. Haha, idiot! We get to work on painting the poster board over a carpeted floor, and she says that it looks great now that it's done. Apparently. The devs didn't care enough to include a shot of it, so we just have to assume that it looks presentable. Once we get done, Yuri goes to leave and then gets blocked by Sayori, who's asking about whether or not I actually care about her at all. I hate people who fish for compliments. We're then presented with the option to tell her that she'll always be our best friend, or to tell her that you love her. And of course, I said, now isn't time to develop a heart. The next day, Sayori quote-unquote sleeps in, and I go to school without her. Monica is apparently the only one there. She started talking about Sayori will be fine. I heard about that chat y'all had yesterday, you fucking asshole. And I started assuming that she's a stalker. It'd make a lot of sense. And then I read the poem that Sayori left on the table the day before to read at the festival. Let me just say, Eminem ain't got nothing on her. I run up to Sayori's house because apparently I'm worried or some shit, and as I'm rolling up to her door, I start thinking, wait, did she do some shit? And I can't show anything or get too detailed in this YouTube video, but I will say that she felt like hanging around at home that day. She didn't necessarily want to hang out with the club on that day. She hung behind to do other things. Yeah, you get the point. So now George told me that it was Act 1 out of 4, and since Sayori's little character is gone from the startup menu, my new theory is that a new character is going to die in each act. Huh. Wait, is this a horror game? Well, now I'm going back to the club. Round 2, I guess. No, Sayori means that Yuri is now the club's vice president, and apparently the 4th member has significance due to the fact that a club needs 4 members to be considered a real club. But we're still gonna go home and write poems like usual. I'm still hanging out with Yuri, but that motherfucker is being weird as fuck. Like in this run, she admitted to being exactly like the protagonist in Human Centipede, so now I think that I'm gonna get killed in this chapter. I've started to notice that some of the notes in the OST are off-beat or off-pitch, which is a nice touch to add to the horror aspect. Anyway, occasional glitches will come up on the screen, and then text will glitch out, and someone is breaking the 4th wall. A lot of that stuff happens, but who would do that? Remember when I exaggerated Yuri and Natsuki's argument earlier by saying that Natsuki told Yuri to kill herself? Well, they argued again in this chapter because parallels, and this time that actually happened, so W Natsuki, I guess. Skip to the next day, and now it's being hinted at that Monika is writing a song for me, and I can only hope it's a haiku.
I have been trying to write a haiku for you.
And if she's gonna keep being passive-aggressive as hell, then I don't want to hear a song from her bitch ass. Anyway, I still chose to hang out and read with Yuri, even though she's being weird as fuck. And while we're reading, she goes all weird and turns the lights off, and then she gets human eyes and stares at me, and then, oh hey Monika, for once I'm happy that you're here to break up Yuri and I's alone time. Monika, I get the feeling that you're a primordial being with the power to erase people from reality, so could you, like, make her chill the fuck out? So I think the game knows that I've stopped caring about writing poems because it completely skipped over the part, and now the girls are calling everyone out for not wanting to be in the club, including me. Now we get to do the poem. I thought it was done. I am over it though. I skipped through it, and Yuri's little chibi icon got weird. The next day it comes and shit starts repeating. Yuri's being an asshole all of a sudden and accusing Monika of acting weird. Like she's not the one telling motherfuckers to kill themselves and trying to react to Human Centipede with everyone else in the club. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Yuri. Nobody cares about you and your Human Centipede fanfics. We still gotta prepare for the festival, and I choose to hang out with Monika this time since Yuri's being weird as hell. She didn't take that too well. So now Yuri pushes everyone out of the classroom and confesses to me that she loves me. Too damn much, if you know what I mean. She's all like, do you accept my confession? Your confession? Yeah. You mean the confession about stalking me, wanting to crawl inside my skin and telling everyone to kill themselves because I wanted to hang out with them instead? Yeah, that one.
Motherfucker, hell no!
Let's just say that she didn't take that quite well either. My previous theory was correct. So now Monika comes up to me and teleports to me in some liminal space, in space, and is like, LMA bro, this is so funny, I killed everyone in the club because I was jealous. I also trapped us both in this liminal space by going into the files and messing with shit. I did the same thing to delete the other girls as well. Well, you're on Steam, so it was a bit harder to do. So I right-clicked on the game in Steam, and then I went into local files. This? Yep, and then I just went into the game files, the character files, clicked the girls' names, and then hit delete. I was like this. Dumbass. So that was Doki Doki Literature Club. We got a good ending where Monika restored all the files of the other girls and made it so that... And then said good ending concludes with a song that Monika apparently wrote. And I'm not gonna lie, I sat through the whole credits just to hear the song play out. I recommend listening to it. It's called Your Reality and it's on Spotify. It was in yesterday's video by my playlist right after Mind Electric. I sent that clip to George and he thought it was funny, so I made an actual edit of the Mind Electric fading into it, and it worked way too damn well. George and I were fucking astonished. I posted that video back in July, where it's an actual fade, even though it was made a day before the script was done. I posted it in July because I'm being honest, a shitpost like that isn't a rant, and therefore it does not need to take up a good scheduling spot. Speaking of George, earlier we were talking about if any of our OCs could beat Goku, and I said, you know, I think Monika has a shot. From Doki Doki, you better be talking about a different Monika because there's no way she can... Oh, let me talk. Think about it. Monika is a damn good villain as far as wit and power scaling goes. In her universe, she went into the code of reality and erased everyone to ever exist just because she felt like it, just because she got a bit jealous. She did say how easy it was, and the only way she was defeated was by getting too cocky and telling her plan to another godlike reality-defying being, the player. If she just kept her mouth shut, Goku wouldn't have a shot because she can go into the code and delete his ass. So I won that argument. Now, do I recommend playing the game? Even after I spoiled the ending and made fun of the entire plot, there's still a lot of things that I left out just because I could not mention some of the things that happened on this site. I didn't do a good job explaining the plot or how some of the events actually scarred or surprised me, and there were multiple points where I was on the edge of my seat. George told me that it was better than Undertale, which, no, but it is still a damn good game, so I recommend playing it if you're a fan of horror. Overall, I give Doki Doki Literature Club of 8 out of 10. Before I go, I want to let you know that if you aren't subscribed to me, YouTube will come to your house and put 142 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot Minecraft block ass boxes on your front lawn. If you live in an apartment, they'll put them through your windows. So go ahead and subscribe to me and join the crew to prevent that from happening. All jokes aside, this video took a lot out of me, and your support would really mean a lot. Love you, fan base. Go check out Your Reality on Spotify, and later, skaters.